Jude Romano, the insurance GOAT, here in an exclusive spot today known as Lamont, Red Bank, New Jersey. I'm going to say it on camera right now. You're not allowed to come in here dressed like I am today, but the place is closed. So Saurabh said there's no rules for the GOAT today. Saurabh, thanks again for meeting with me. I was super impressed with meeting you at Meximoto, so I wanted to dig a little deeper and talk about your story.
Absolutely. GOAT, welcome to Lamont. You can dress however you want over here.
My man, see that? There's no rules for the GOAT, baby. I love it. Everywhere I go, I like the special treatment.
100%.
When I ring that bell, are they going to say, are you a member here, or are they going to just let me in?
I'm going to allow you in, but I don't know if my team is going to allow you in.
I'm FaceTiming Saurabh if there's any issues. Saurabh, seriously, very impressive, man. I myself live in Red Bank, New Jersey, and, I've been really paying attention to your success and your story, which is why I wanted to come back here to another one of your businesses and talk a little bit more with you. How does it feel to be one of the most influential businessmen in all of Monmouth County? Because that's how you're looked at right now.
Well, that's a big question. Being influential in the business community is definitely very humbling, and it really makes you realize that where you started from and where you've come. And it's really about giving back to the community, the business community, and helping others in their entrepreneurial journey, and really giving that positive change to the entire economy of Monmouth County as well as the state. So it really feels good that I'm part of something that big.
Yeah, and as you just answered that, truthfully, I got chills because I know that a lot of your success is contributed to exactly what you just said. It's not just about being a kingpin per se. I really feel that the team around you is speaks volume to what you do every day. What do you consider a daily win?
A daily win. I think if you can figure out a solution to a problem that you come across in your business on a daily basis, and you know how to conquer that, let's say tomorrow, a week, or a month later, I find that as a true daily win. I can go to bed thinking that, okay, you know what, we face this challenge today. We've got to figure it out. And by the end of the day, my team and I, we know that, okay, you know what, we got to figure out this problem. And once we do figure out and how to solve that problem, it's a daily win for me. Well,
I got to point out to everyone on the camera right now that you've just defined what an entrepreneur is, because, I myself, as a business owner, entrepreneur, face challenges every day, and I think that to sum it up, it's can you problem solve at a very high level, right? With removing your emotions, and it seems that you do a really good job at that. Naturally, you own a few businesses, so I got to ask you, which one is closest and dearest to your heart?
Oh boy, it's like how all your businesses, all your locations are kind of like your own children,
sure.
Right? And it's very tough to pick your favorite. Some are cranky, some are chilled out, some are just easygoing. So I have businesses, I have locations that just requires a lot of my attention. Some businesses that are just kind of on cruise control, but we're constantly innovating, constantly changing the approach, how we approach, and make the experience better for the customer. So really, it's a tough question in the sense that they all contribute to the success of this entire vision that I have. So it'll be actually tough to choose which one's my favorite. They're all my favorite.
Oh, Saurabh, that's a good answer. But there's got to be one that you know is your baby. Which one is your baby? Come on. Come on.
I would say Meximoto and Metuchen. To be honest, that requires a lot of my attention. Right now it's still in the baby phase. Lamont, we've been around for over 12 years. The first location was in Colonia, New Jersey. We opened 12 years ago. The second location we opened right here in Red Bank.
My playground.
Yes, unbelievable town. We love all our members over here. Love the people. It's just amazing dealing with and meeting new people. And then our third location, we just opened in Staten Island. So Le Malt is kind of a concept that's on cruise control. We know how to duplicate it. Maximoto right now is kind of in diapers, so we need to really pay a lot more attention to that concept.
Well, I will tell you, as an outsider, as someone who dines at Maximoto, everyone loves it. And everyone, friends and family of mine have had a great experience, and no one has had anything bad to say.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I mean, the gentlemen who are helping us record this show speak very highly of it, and they've been there many times.
Well, margaritas after this.
Yes, for sure. So, Rob, naturally there's a lot of inspiration that I'm grabbing from watching your success. And so one of the things I've noticed is that the people who work with you and your team, they admire you on such a high level. And it's evident. Everyone can see it. I observe it myself. And so my question to you is, how did you achieve this? How did you achieve such a high level of respect?
Well, as a leader, as a business leader within the Le Malt Hospitality Group, it takes a long time for someone to really earn respect of others, right? That's what we've been kind of brought up, and we've been brought up learning that, okay, respect is just not just given, it's earned. I really try to understand where my team is coming from, what they're made of, and it's really being inclusive of what they're doing and leading by example, and that is showing them how to get things done by myself doing it and showing them, right, and training them properly and giving them the tools to do those things, and really empowering them to be to create new ideas, really not micromanaging, and letting them grow into the business as well. And they really feel that, okay, you know what, they're really part of the business. It's being led by a honest, loyal, fun guy.
Sure.
And they really connect with me, and hence that, there's a lot of respect for the business. I wouldn't just say for me, they admire the business itself.
Sure. Before I go on to my next question, I'm going to, just share something with you from my observation and my personal feedback based even on your answer just now. Going out there and meeting these restaurant and business owners for the last, 12 to 18 months, call it. My team and I, the social team and I, we always have conversations after our interviews. Mm-hmm. And we know right away through the energy if those interviews weren't great, if they were forced, if they were not fun. And when I left the interview at Maximoto, I was so impressed because you were a regular guy, mm-hmm. And some of these business owners, I don't want to say in a bad way, but maybe they portray themselves at the moment to be someone that's so exclusive that they can't have like real life conversations. And I never caught that from you for 1 minute during our meeting. And then furthermore, I was even more impressed when we were done with our interview and you put your headset on and you got on the floor and started working with the team.
Yep.
I said, wow, so this guy really he's not only the owner, but he's here, he's working. So I just want to, give you a big shout out and a lot of respect for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I really believe, if I have to bus tables, I have to do hostessing, I have to do whatever it is, it's really, you have to take on all the challenges, and you really have to show the team that, we're equal.
Yep.
And we're going to do it together. It's a team. I cannot do it alone.
Right.
And they really feel that, and they really give me the love and respect back that I give them.
Yeah. I feel that your team is so loyal to you that if, let's say I was mad at you and I walked into Maximoto, they would take me out pretty quick. That's how loyal they are. So what inspired you to open a private social club?
So I felt, I always try to find a solution to a problem.
Sure.
There's a lot of great restaurants, especially in Monmouth County. There's a lot of great restaurants in Staten Island, New York. But what is something different that people want? It's the, private club, a social club was just something that didn't exist. So really looking at the idea and try to foster the qualities and the values that I wanted to bring into the team that can run a private club with me. That enables a lot of the clients out there that are just sometimes, they don't want to go to a regular restaurant, or they don't want to wait 2 hours for a table. Hey, you know what? We've got a table for you all the time. Whenever you come in, this is your club. This is your place.
Sure.
Right? It's a second home away from home.
Sure. And actually, word on the street is some people are saying, Jude, the food at La Malta is some of the best food I've ever had. So aside from being a social club, some people are now saying, like, I want to go there just to eat. My next question, I can't help but to think about it now. It's, what's your biggest motivation? But before you answer, I got a message from my wife, Danielle. My biggest motivation now is I want my kitchen, when I sit down and eat dinner, I want it to look like this.
There you go.
So, Saurabh, you're going to have to help her find the design to get the kitchen to look like this.
I'll let you know where the wallpaper came from.
I want to sit in a chair this big. So, what is your biggest motivation?
My motivation is actually my kids and my wife, right? Specifically, my amazing kids. I want them to see what I'm trying to build. My daughters, they're into business classes, and I want them to really see the back end of what it takes, the grind, the challenges, and really crawling through a lot of crap to get to where you want to be in life. Right? It's not going to be easy. Daddy's not going to hand you the business just like that.
Right.
Hey, you know what? You're going to go to college. You're going to go to the best college. You're going to learn, and I'm going to see what stage you're at.
Yeah.
So the motivation really to keep growing this business is ultimately for them to take it over in the future.
Sure. But from what you just said, with earning that, with really seeing how much dedication and hard work. Ironically, today was bring your kids to work.
It is,
day, right?
Perfect question for that. Yeah, my daughters
question.
are in the behind the scenes.
So they're live. You girls hear this, right?
Yeah.
You hear this? This is from the legend himself. I'm the mini legend. He's the big legend.
You're the GOAT.
Saurabh, as a business owner, in the spotlight, wonderful, successful businesses. Everyone has highest level of respect for you.
Thank you.
Well, let's go a little bit in a different direction. Let's talk about what was the lowest point in your life.
So as you start your entrepreneurial journey, it almost feels like every day or every other week you find an issue and a challenge that's just like, oh my God, is this what business is all about? This is, never ending. There's so many issues, and you constantly just mull over, okay, how am I going to solve this problem? But over time, you kind of learn to deal with those low points, right? And your mindset just gets stronger and stronger, and you really have to train yourself that no matter how low of a point, it's not a low point, it's an opportunity to grow. I tell my team, I'm like, listen, there is no problems, there's no low points. Anything you're dealing with at work, anything you're dealing with at home with family, friends, whatever it is, turn that into an opportunity to learn. And once you kind of think about that and switch your gears, you start not having any low points going forward. And it took me a long time to learn that. Nobody really taught me. It's, reading books and books and books about business and mindset and entrepreneurial challenges, how to conquer them. You have to kind of take it all in, process it in your mind, and then just spit it out into the world. And it just makes you stronger.
Sure. I mean, let me ask you though, so it sounds like you've done a lot of work over the years to challenge low points, as we call them. Was there a specific low point that made you say, I want to focus on not having to feel this way?
Yeah, so I think one specific one that really stands out. It happened like 6-7 years ago. We deal with a lot of big distributors in our alcohol industry, specifically through Wine Chateau, which is our retail stores. We have an online business as well, and there was a lot of consolidation with the distributors happening in New Jersey. What happened was one time during the holidays, one of the salespeople and the manager came to me and said, hey, you know what, we're going to take care of you, and you buy X amount inventory, and don't worry, we're gonna give you this payment terms and this and that, and just help us out, right? We end up buying about almost $3 million of inventory, and we do turn quite a bit every month. However, we generally don't buy that much, right? And we end up buying all this inventory in December, thinking that, okay, we're going to get 120, 140-day payment terms, usually other than 30 days. This company, they knew that they were going to get bought out. This company gets bought out. The new company knew the terms. They completely canceled the terms. We owed that kind of money within 37 days, right? And that kind of put me into this whole thing of, hey, you know what? I'm never going to get into this situation ever again. I'm going to plan better.
Right.
And just we kind of worked out a solution over time. To get through that.
Who would have thought that would have been the scenario you ended up in, right? But that could put some people out of business.
Yeah. We were very close. We were very, very, very close to being out of business. But, again, you find a solution to a problem.
Sure.
And that was a big challenge for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was a big hit for us. So we learned from that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went back 20 years ago and aligned yourself where you are today, 20 years ago, Saurabh's goals, how do you see yourself aligned with what you wanted and what you envisioned 20 years ago versus where you stand today?
So, very good question, actually. My wife and I, we joke about this exact thing because sometimes she'll joke with me like, oh, when I met you 20 years back, and we met about 20 years back, and she's like, oh, you used to say that, oh, if I were to get 50 orders a day online, I'd be set.
Sure.
I would retire in 5 years, 10 years. Now doing a few hundred orders a day online, it's not enough.
It's just the way it works, right?
So 20 years ago, it's like you have this vision of, okay, I want to be here, but then when you get here, then you're like, okay, I want to grow further. It's not really about the money; it's about growing the business.
Yeah.
Because we're really creating the economy for other people to earn money and support their families.
Yeah.
So you really, everyone in business at some point is living their dream at a present moment, and they just don't know it.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. It's funny. And my next question to you is, would you say that you're living out all your dreams right now?
100%. 110%. I got my kids. I got my amazing wife. Everyone's healthy. Everyone around me is happy. I'm happy, regardless of any issues that come up during the day or week.
Sure.
There's nothing else that I would want.
Sure.
It's what I need is I have, and that's it. I'm happy.
Let me tell you that before we went on air, first off, this gentleman has his 2 girls with him today. It's Take Your Kids to Work Day. Right before we go live, his wife texts him. She got a flat tire. Look at this man's composure. This guy can't be harmed.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
it.
he's got armor on to him. But no, great answer before, because it's funny. I think it was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Without speaking specific numbers, just for the sake of privacy and just not saying, I remember telling my wife, like, if we can just make X, life would be phenomenal, right? And so you said 50 orders. Mm-hmm. Your wife and I said 50 orders. And so I'm relating it because there was a number that my wife and I said, if we just made this, we would be fine. And then when you fast forward a year, 2 years later, and you hit that number, you're not fine.
No.
And it's not that you're not fine. It's just, it's I don't know if that's the business owner mentality of like, it's just never enough and we got to continue to grow, but very powerful.
Thank you.
Saurabh, what a gentleman, man. Last question.
Absolutely.
I ask all my guests this. I asked you this before at Mexi, but now you got this big, beautiful blue velvet chair behind you. So maybe the answer is different. What keeps Saurabh going?
What keeps me going is just increasing the amount of energy that I want to put back into the business. What that means is growing our sub-economy of our business, right? And creating jobs. And right now we have almost 300 people working for this entire hospitality group between all locations. And it's very satisfying, extremely satisfying, because those 300 people are relying on me and the business to support their families. They're having kids. The kids are going to college. Like, I've had people working for the company for the last 20, 25 years. And that is just super satisfying. And I just don't want to have that feeling stopped by anything. So every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, you know what can we do to expand the business and hire more people and just give a sense of satisfaction to them and me.
You could read all the books you want. Watch this YouTube video, this podcast with this gentleman. You got a lot of good answers here. This is a true definition of a serial entrepreneur. And this guy's no games, he's all business. But I will tell you this, when Jude Romano rings that doorbell on Front Street, Red Bank, New Jersey, they let the goat in, yes?
Absolutely. The goat is always welcome.
Jude Romano, the insurance guy. Saurabh, keep going.
Jude, thank you. Pleasure.